Welcome back to Spirit Spells and Magic. Yes, we're approaching Yule again. How fast did the year go? It's been insane. I haven't done half the things I wanted to do with this channel. So I'm really hoping that, being that we're back at New Year again, I have a better chance this coming year of getting everything that I wanted to get done. It's amazing to think how fast time actually goes. But we've got to make the most of it, so we've been doing a few things around the place. Our garden's coming to a bit of an end, the summer stuff that we planted almost a year ago. And we're getting ready to plant again for like the autumn winter stuff, even though we're back in winter again. It's difficult because the seasons have been so slow to change, but we can definitely say that it's coming into winter now. The temperature was about 3 degrees this morning when I got up, so it's cold here in Sydney, but we've still got a bit of sun, which is good. It's not blizzard or raining or anything, so there's still a good chance that some of this stuff will keep growing. We've got a bit of it still around. But we've also finally made those Anzac cookies that we wanted to make around Anzac Day, the 25th of April. And I haven't had a chance to put them up on a separate video, so I'm going to throw them in here, as well as the changing of the altar from Samhain to Yule. We've been doing that. And we're going to be making an Irish recipe because, well, because I'm part Irish, but also because I find that the English stuff is very mainstream, like basically the Aussie stuff. It's a bit of everybody's stuff, but Irish seem to have their own little twist on things. But I'm sure I'll get to English cooking as well, and try some others as well. Why not? I mean, I've made up of English, Irish, but I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff in there from earlier than that. I'm pretty certain there's Danish in there too. But hey, I'm open to all recipes. It's fun to make them and try them. But we'll definitely get onto some Irish bread and butter pudding. So we'll have that up as well. Now for our Anzac cookies. Once again, I have my trusty assistant with me. And she's putting in 1 cup of plain flour. We've also got a cup of rolled oats. And they plonk in, and 1 cup of brown sugar will go in next. So 1 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of rolled oats, and 1 cup of brown sugar to start. And then we mix that around. Sometimes it's easier to use a fork to mash up that brown sugar. Sometimes it's quite thick and you've got to kind of mash it up a bit. Now next to the bowl, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of desiccated coconut. And plonk that in and mix that around as well. Once you've finished mixing this up, we then go to the stove, and in a pot, a small pot, we melt 125 grams of butter. And to that we add 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. It also asks for 1 tablespoon of water. And once you've got that a little mixed in, we add 1/2 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Now make sure you don't add too much in like we just did. That will cause the cookies to puff up. On one of the occasions that we experimented, the cookies puffed up to ball size, so they were like more like little cookie muffins. So don't do that. Keep that bicarbonate of soda to 1/2 teaspoon. Another thing we found is that it does ask you to put the heat on for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, we didn't do it for that long either. But once you stir all that bicarbonate of soda into the golden syrupy butter mix. Put that, and then we add that to the dry ingredients and mix that around too. Now what you want to do here is, once the ingredients are well combined, we want to put them into walnut-sized balls. Now if you haven't put that overdone it with the bicarbonate of soda, you should get a flattened out cookie in the end. Make sure you space them out pretty well, because you don't want them overlapping each other either. But we basically just got parchment paper onto a tray and evenly distribute out as best we could the walnut-sized balls. And it did make quite a few of them. I believe we made about 25 biscuits, 24 biscuits or so. It's supposed to yield about that many, depending on how big you make the cookies as well. But it's quite a simple recipe. Now it says to have them on for 15 to 20 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius. Now we've got a fan forced, so I put that slightly less, and cooked for slightly less as well. Ours tended to go brown really quickly, so we made sure that we got them out a little earlier than 15 minutes. I think we had them out about 13 minutes, and they were starting to get a bit dark then. But it's a lot of fun as always. My daughter likes making these little things as well. And although we didn't get the video up for Anzac Day, we did have a lot of fun making them around that time. Even though it took us a couple of efforts to get it right. But they looked delicious, tasted delicious. Even the ones we got wrong tasted delicious. So the recipe is pretty good, and I got that from Whisk. Now, as we change from Samhain to Yule time, make sure that you clean your space, your altar space, and where you do your spells. Cleanse it with incense or sage or Palo Santo, just to make sure that you're getting rid of the negative energy, and make sure you've got a window open to get that incense and the smell out and negative energies out. And then design your Yule altar with all of the different things that you can find and relate to for the Yule time. And that's a good start. Now, most of us have a best friend, and you're there for your best friend, and they're there for you. Like myself, I've had a best friend since high school, and we've been as thick as thieves for so long now, and we both get into a bother at different times, and we've been an ear for each other to listen to over the many years that we've been friends. And sometimes things happen and you just wonder, how much more difficult can life get? I mean, with COVID and just all of the dramas that have gone on for the last couple of years, you have no idea. Well, you probably do. And it just feels like nothing ever seems to go right. So we're going to have a little look at a spell for helping friendship. Not just finding friends, but helping friends, sending little, I guess, energies of love and support to your friends. Now, this one involves a couple of little trinkets. We have a seashell, or you can alternatively use a crystal if you have a crystal. Another object that you could use as a symbol of your friendship. I don't know how a seashell fits into that, but it says it on the spell, so we're going to go with it. But any kind of inanimate object that you can find that represents your friendship, or just anything really that you can use and have put aside as the object that represents your friendship. Also have on hand a photo of your best friend or friend, or if you don't have a friend and you're wanting to bring in more friends, you could have a picture of just people together as a representation of friendship. but have your photo of your friend or the bunch of friends representation aside, and we'll use that later. Now, if you're wanting to help your friend, you could use a white or blue candle. If you are just looking to bring more friendship into your life, you would use a pink candle, because pink candles friendship. Now, for this task, we need to light the candle. Now, of course, if you don't have a picture of your best friend, which is a pretty slim chance you don't, but if you don't, you can always draw a picture of your friends. It doesn't have to be that specific, but it's really about the intention you want to focus on through this particular spell. Now, other things we need to do is, at first, we light the candle of your choice. So that was blue for helping friends, or blue or white. White's a substitute for everything. So if you don't have any other candle but white, that's a good choice. Or if you only have one particular colour and it's nothing that I've mentioned, use it, doesn't really matter. Just the intention is the real force behind any spell that you do. So to start with, we light the candle, we face the candle. Now be very careful where you're lighting candle. Make sure you've got a window open because it has to burn all the way down. So it is good if you've got a small candle, because you don't want to be kind of monitoring this candle for 3 days if it's a large one. You don't want to use a pillar candle for this. So take your little candle. Birthday candles are perfect. If you don't have any, buy some, because they're like perfect for spells. And you don't want them to burn too long. You don't want to be sitting around watching this thing all day. So take out whatever candle you have that you can work with. Tea light candles are good too. They burn a little longer, but that's okay. They're safe. So take out the candle of your choice, light the candle, and start your intention on either bringing friendship in or helping your friend. Now, there's many reasons your friends might need help. I mean, there's so much stress going on these days that, you know, I mean, for this particular spell, it'd have to be a standout reason. My best friend and I have been through so much over the last decade, probably more, but it always seems to be that there's something going on. Some drama seems to constantly be at us, so it's a good time to do a spell for us right now. And winter being a cold time, we're all feeling a little bit more miserable. And when the weather turns south, our emotions and moods turn south with it sometimes. But if you're positive, that's great. You don't need this particular spell, unless you want to bring more friends into your life, which you're welcome to do. Now, we start off by burning the candle, lighting the candle, face the candle, and put a picture, whatever the picture that you have to represent your friendship, and have that between yourself and the candle. Hold the inanimate object, now the seashell or crystal or whatever object you want to use to place intention into, hold that particular object and say, this object is for, and your best friend's name. Then pass it through the flame, backwards and forwards, and say, so that they may, and then the desired result. Now, if you're looking for friendship, you just simply pass it through the flame saying, bring more friendship into my life, friendship into my life. And just say it a couple of times and pass the object over the flame. Now, you don't want to hold it over the flame, you don't want it burning to a crisp, but just to pass it through the flame. Now, for myself and my best friend, we just want no more dramas, which would be perfect. So I will be doing that myself through the flame, no more drama. This inanimate object represents me and my best friend's friendship, and I will pass that through the flame and say my best friend's name, as well as the desired result we wish. No more drama, free of drama. No more drama, free of drama. So you pass it through a couple of times, and then once you feel that you've put enough intention into it, really sit there and think about having drama-free life, or whatever it is that you're looking to bring into your life or remove from your life. And once you're finished and you feel that your intention's definitely been placed into this particular spell, as you end the spell, pass the object through the flame once more to finish the spell. You can finish off by saying, "So mote it be," or "and it is done," something to that effect, to end the spell. And then once you've finished, this particular object becomes the spell. It is the charm that will help get the desired result. So it now has all of the energy into it, if it's a crystal or seashell or some kind of charm, and you can either keep that with you or place it into a spot and visit that object several times a day if you choose. Immerse yourself in that energy, hold the item and think about the intention. And you can do that for as long as you like. You can do that anytime you think about any dramas, for my particular spell. But also, if you're wanting friendship into your life and you feel a little low, go to hold that item before you go out of an evening or a day. Hold the item and it will bring that intention back and the energy to you. And hopefully we will see no dramas in my life and my best friend's life, at least for some time. And we can always do the spell again. If we don't feel like it's working, we can try again and maybe hold a bit more attention hold a bit more intention into the item and focus on it for a little longer. Now, meditation's a great tool, and they reckon that meditation solves 90% of your problems. So that's always a good tool to assist with any spell. Meditate before, think of the intention, hold that thought for as long as you can, do the spell, and then maybe sit with it again for a little while. I usually find watching the candle burn down, watching that candle and muttering affirmations to myself or restating the spell in my mind. No more drama until the candle's completely out, and that usually makes me feel a little bit better. I've used several of these spells with the candle burning down before, and I've been pretty lucky with the results that I've had. So give it a go, and if it doesn't work the first time, don't give up. Try it again. I keep trying, and I feel that the more intention I put into things and the more focus that I use to ensure that these things will happen, they happen. They do. So definitely stick by it, and we'll try a new spell on the next episode. Now, I was really trying to get the bread and butter pudding up for this episode, and it didn't look as though it was going to happen. And it's Yule now, so I have to get this video up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bread and butter pudding together and put that up on a separate video shortly afterwards. And I'll try and get another Yule activity to go up along with it, but it won't be too far away. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Put all notifications on so you're aware when I'm putting up another video. Have a great day. Namaste.